Today we're going to talk about the Fool. What does the Fool mean when it shows up in your tarot reading? The Fool represents your enthusiasm and your new beginning that you are very excited about. Something is happening in your life that you just want to experience, and you're not really too concerned about the consequences of your actions. You just want to experience and have fun. And also with the Fool, because it's the first card in the deck, and it's number 0 as well. It has very little fear. It has maybe no fear at all. There's no fear attached to this card. So when this card represents you in a reading, then you might find that whatever it is that you are going through, there's no fear attached to anything that you're doing. So even things that might trigger fear in you, fear responses, no longer affect you. And that is because of all the spiritual energy that is in the Fool. The Fool is pure spiritual energy, and it will take you in a new direction in your life. And even though it is often big major shifts and changes, there are no fears, and the seeker is able to overcome a lot of obstacles just because of the enthusiastic energy seen in the Fool. So this card shows up when the seeker might do a big move or start a completely new enterprise, and they're not really worried about what's going to happen next. They just know that they want to take the next step, and then the next step again, and then the next step again, and they can't really see too far ahead what is even going to happen, and they're not even too worried about that. They're not worried about consequences. So when this card is showing up, then you worry about the consequences later. Now it's just a time for you to enjoy a new beginning. If you get the Fool in connection with the Sun, it could mean that you're going to have a child. And also if you get the Fool with the Empress, especially if you always wanted to have more children or have children, then it can be a card combination for having children. The Fool can represent the pregnancies just because of the meaning of the card, basically. The Fool can also mean that you are being renewed and you are letting go of your old self. And the Fool also represents often when you are learning something new, that it's really exciting and you don't really know how to operate it in sort of a practical way, but you're learning everything on a very sort of intellectual level, and you're eager to experience how this can manifest itself in your life. So I often see the Fool in connection with students who are then eager to start working, for example. When you get the Fool, then you will have some kind of revelation, and it's often spiritual as well. It's often through your intuition and your instincts. And your intuition and your instincts are basically connected and straight to the creator of all that is. So whatever is happening, whatever is going on in your life, it's meant to be that way. And you're not meant to see too far into the future. You're just meant to know how to react right now to whatever is going on. And the way you're reacting is, again, it's something that's exciting to you. This card shows up when you are very happy, joyful, and excited, and you're just super thrilled, by everything. In relationship, the Fool can mean that the seeker is just very much falling in love with the person. They might not worry too much about the consequences again that their relationship could have. And also in relationships, especially if it's like a long-term relationship, the Fool can represent someone who has a hard time committing long-term, only because they're so easily sort of drawn in new directions. So that is more like a personality aspect in the Fool. And it shows up if you see the Fool, if you're asking about a relationship and the Fool shows up sort of like poorly aspected or in like shows up as a problem maybe, then that can be that the person that, that the person you're asking about have a hard time committing. But generally speaking, the Fool shows up just when there's just enthusiasm and happiness and no fear and a new beginning that is taking you completely by surprise, and it's making you acting out of character often and in a very impulsive way. And that is what the Fool means in your tarot reading.